Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I'm bringing you another Dragon Ball Z segment on What If Krillin Killed Vegeta? And this is a video topic that has been requested by hundreds of subscribers for a while now, and it was also suggested by both of my video partners Blackenfist and Thundershot. So, in today's video, I'll analyze how Vegeta's death would affect the chain of events in the series, and how it would affect the other characters. I will then make a decision as to whether or not Vegeta's death would help or hurt the events of Dragon Ball Z, being either a positive or a negative outcome. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So, let's first start off by saying that if Vegeta was dead, Kui, who is almost as strong as Dodoria and Zarbon, would not have gone to planet Namek. The reason why is because although he would have been an asset to Frieza wouldn't have needed that extra manpower considering the fact that Vegeta was dead and he had already had Zarbon and Dodoria. Kui was specifically chosen to pursue Vegeta right after he left Planet 79 in the original event. With a dead Vegeta, Kui would have never came, especially because it took 18 days for Vegeta to arrive on Namek anyways, and Kui chased after Vegeta. Now, luckily for Gohan and Krillin, their ability to suppress their power levels helps them greatly as they can go undetected. With that said, I still believe that the scene that took place involving Frieza's henchmen interrogating the Nameks for their Dragon Balls could take place. This brings us to the henchman Dodoria. Assuming Gohan and Krillin still decided to watch the scene where Frieza's men tortured the Nameks, which would have still taken place in all likelihood, Gohan and Krillin would still manage to escape Dodoria in the same circumstance. Now, let me make a quick footnote of the scene where Mori destroyed the Scouters. This scene is extremely important and I will refer to this later on in the video, so just be patient. Either way, where things differ is what was supposed to happen with Dodoria's death. After Krillin and Gohan escaped, Vegeta ambushed Dodoria and killed him. Before he killed him, he found out what Frieza had done to the Saiyans on the planet Vegeta. So with that said, if Vegeta died, we would never know about the tragedy of the Saiyans from Vegeta himself in his conversation with Dodoria. However, it is still possible that King Kai could have said something about it. Now, here is where I make an educated guess about what is likely to have happened. Right after Vegeta killed Dodoria, he went to a Namekian village and stole one of the Dragon Balls. Because of this, Gohan and Krillin alongside Dende would have gone to the village to take that Dragon Ball and go to Guru's place to prevent Frieza from getting a wish. Now that Vegeta is dead, they wouldn't have to worry about him as a threat. Keep in mind, however, that this does not stop them from going to Guru's place similar to what had happened originally. The only difference is that there is no Vegeta to form an alliance with. Also, because Vegeta is dead and the Scouters are broken, they could fly quickly to Guru's place without being detected, especially because Frieza and the rest believe that they are dead. So, now that I have explained how Mori destroying the Scouters affects the series, let's look at Dodoria. After Dodoria believes he kills Gohan and Krillin, he would go back to Frieza and report that he killed them. Then they would go back to the ship. After this, Dende, Krillin, and Gohan would go back to meet with Bulma. Once they hear the news that Goku was coming, they would check the Dragon Radar, and because the Dragon Ball Gohan found in the lake was at the village close to where they were hiding, he along with Dende and Krillin would go to get it because the Nameks wouldn't give a Dragon Ball to a random stranger. After this, Gohan would take the ball back to Bulma, and Dende and Krillin along with Gohan would go to Guru like originally planned. Krillin would get his power awakened along with Gohan and would take the Dragon Ball from Guru back to where they were originally hiding. What differs, however, is that Dende would not stay with Guru because if Gohan and Krillin somehow had a chance of finding the Dragon Balls by sneaking it out of Frieza's base, they would need to summon Shenron immediately as compared to the original event in which Vegeta was a threat alongside Frieza and his men. Also, keep in mind that the reason why Gohan would go with Krillin first, instead of only Krillin going, is because since Vegeta is dead, they wouldn't have to fear Vegeta bumping into Bulma and interrogating her. They could also take the risk knowing that Frieza and his men can't detect her and themselves. Now, here is where the plot gets interesting. It's ambiguous as to how long Frieza's henchmen would take to arrive on planet Namek with the Scouters. This is based on the assumption that Frieza would eventually call for the Scouters from his henchmen on different planets, considering the fact that he and his men wouldn't be able to detect the Nameks and they would be blindly searching for them over their stay on Namek. However, since Vegeta wasn't around, and Frieza would be unaware of Krillin and Gohan being alive, he would not call in the Ginyu Force. This means that Frieza would have stayed behind on his ship while Dodoria, Zarbon, and the rest of the henchmen searched the planet. Now, here is where things get rough. We are unsure if Goku would come in direct contact with Frieza and his men as soon as he gets to planet Namek. However, this is where I have to conclude the events of this video. After months and months of planning and finding alternative ways that were not too hypothetical to guess in this situation, I have concluded that there is absolutely no way that Goku would be able to defeat Frieza if Vegeta had died on Earth. Goku, Krillin, and Gohan may be able to stop Dodoria, Zarbon, and some henchmen, but once Frieza arrives, everyone would die, considering the fact that Goku would have never gotten a Zenkai boost from Vegeta, as Vegeta defeated Captain Ginyu in Goku's body. And this would have happened before he even had the chance to turn into a Super Saiyan. Since Frieza's empire is extremely technologically advanced, Frieza would just simply blow up planet Namek and then eventually Earth once he realized that he would never have his chance to make a wish with the Namekian Dragon Balls. And this would happen even if his henchmen didn't arrive in time. If Frieza's henchmen did arrive in time, then that would just make it even worse for the Z Fighters, considering the fact that they wouldn't know that they were being detected by the new Scouters, and they would just fly around without even knowing that they were being detected. Now, let me explain to you why it's impossible for Goku to escape with Krillin and Gohan in all circumstances. First of all, since Vegeta is dead, that means Frieza and his henchmen would be at the base. Although their scouters would have been broken, they would still be able to detect Goku's spaceship from outer space before he got there, even if they wouldn't be able to detect his power level. Now, keep in mind that we don't know when the henchmen would show up with the scouters, but that's irrelevant. The reason why is because since they don't know how strong Goku is, that means it doesn't matter if he suppresses his energy or not, because they would be able to detect his spaceship. Because of his potential threat, Frieza may even take matters into his own hands, as they can anticipate where Goku would have been trying to land without the scouters. Goku would easily be wiped out by Frieza after this. Krillin and Gohan may come to try and help, but it wouldn't make a difference considering the fact that they wouldn't be able to beat Zarbon or Dodoria if Frieza left them to guard the Dragon Balls, and I'm talking specifically about Zarbon in his base form. The reason I say this is because Krillin and Gohan struggled to fight against Ginyu in Goku's body, whose power level was a 23,000, which is around the same as Zarbon's base form and Dodoria, and it is much weaker than Zarbon's monster form. To be honest, this is all somewhat irrelevant to a degree, because at some point Frieza would just decide to blow up the planet after he realizes he can't get his wish due to him not finding the Dragon Balls. If he found them, he would still need to get the password, and Guru would eventually die, causing them to turn to stone, and Frieza would just simply blow up the planet and the series would end right there. Now, I know that there are thousands of you who are probably watching this video with your own thoughts on this, so I've decided to give you the benefit of the doubt in a rare, near impossible event in which Goku and the rest of his gang would have managed to escape planet Namek. All this simply means for the series is that they would go back to Earth with 2 Namekian Dragon Balls to stop Frieza from using them, even though it wouldn't really make a difference considering the fact that those Dragon Balls would have been stone at this point regardless. Frieza would then blow up planet Namek, as I said before, and would then leave. Goku would go back to Earth ridiculously weaker than he was originally. Now, if you saw my previous video on what if Goku killed Frieza with the Spirit Bomb on Blackenfist's channel, you would know that Frieza spied on Nappa and Vegeta's conversation on Earth, which means he would be able to find Earth eventually. Also, considering the fact that Goku was sent to Earth as a child, that means that Frieza's henchmen must have data on the planet Earth. With that said, Frieza would go to Earth and there is absolutely no way that Goku can defend it even after training. You may say he can use a spirit bomb to kill Frieza, but Frieza can kill him so fast from outer space so that he doesn't even have time to use it. And as far as what I've said before about how this would affect all the other characters, Piccolo and the rest would stay dead and that would be it for the series. So guys, that has been my video for today. As you can see, no matter what I thought of, there was no way I could factor in Goku finding a way to defeat Frieza. It's unlikely that he could escape Namek, and if he did, Earth would be destroyed regardless later on. I must admit that the scenario in this video is very dark as there really is no happy ending. We can definitely conclude that Goku made the right decision sparring Vegeta, and I'd like to thank James Krznaric for helping me plan this video along with Thundershot and Blackenfist for several months, as none of us can come up with a scenario in which Goku defeated Frieza that was not too hypothetical and too far-fetched. Please check out all of their channels in the description. But most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.